Alright, how is everyone doing this morning? Let's drop some notifications in the Discord chat because I'm like 99% sure nobody expects me to be streaming at 8:30 in the morning, but here we are. So let's make sure we send out a few notifications. Also, guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your continued support on the YouTube Shorts. I'm glad you guys are enjoying those. And thank you so much to everyone who's checked us out over on the TikTok. We are fairly new over there, so I'm appreciating all of the support that I see over there. Um, let's see. Let me bring up comments on my end. I'm curious to see who's going to get first comment this morning. At this time, we will see. Ghost! Ghost, what's up, Ghost? Welcome, dude. How are you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Also, thank you, Ultima, for the follow over on Twitch. That's a bit strange. We don't really do anything on Twitch, so the fact that we're still gaining followers, even though we don't really do like anything on the Twitch, is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, guys. All right, let's give it a few minutes. This was an unexpected stream. All of my streams are basically unexpected. I don't really have a set time, so we'll give it a little while. Turn the starting soon on there. I know it's extremely dark. It's 8:30 a.m. on a Sunday. Okay, you have to forgive me. You have to forgive me, chat. I know it's dark, and I know I'm totally chilled out and not high energy today. But I mean, it is 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday, so hopefully you can forgive me for that. What's up, Kevin? Welcome to the stream, my guy. Welcome. Let's see. How is everyone doing today? Now, my thoughts, okay, let me fill you in on my thoughts today. My thoughts for today's stream was, you know what? We don't really talk a whole lot about panic attacks here. You know, we normally focused on tired nerves. We normally focus on sensitized nerves. It's all the same. You know, we focus on that journey to recovery for tired nerves, for sensitized nerves, right? But we don't really talk a whole lot here on the channel about panic attacks themselves, right? We have in the past, but it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since we've specifically talked about actual panic attacks and not just sensitization. So this morning I was kind of like, you know what? Let's address panic attacks. It's been a long time. Let's talk about panic attacks today. So understand this. Understand, you got to understand one thing, guys. There's a huge difference between a panic attack and tired sensitized nerves. There is a huge difference between a panic attack and tired sensitized nerves. Do not, whatever you do not come into this stream, okay, thinking that panic attacks are the same as sensitized nerves. They are not. A tired, sensitized nervous system takes time to heal. It's something that, you know, it takes a little while to get those nerves desensitized. It's more of a ongoing process, okay, like I said, that takes a little bit of time compared to a panic attack, which is the peak experience, which is the peak anxiety experience. And if you've ever experienced an actual panic attack, there is no doubt in your mind that you know what a panic attack is, right? But I want you to understand they are two very different things. Of course, we want to apply acceptance to both, but I just want you to understand that they are two very different things. Good morning, Mr. Wonderbro. What's up, Jay Andrews? Welcome, dude. Good morning. Welcome. How are you doing? Hey, bro. Good morning. How you doing? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hope everyone's doing good today. All right. Let's see here. Put my phone on silent, because we're going to get ready to start this stream in just a moment. Good morning, Vacate Fear fam. Good morning, Raymond. How you doing, dude? Welcome. All right, guys. So addressing panic attacks. Addressing panic attacks today. Something we haven't actually done in quite some time. You know what? Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. get rid of that. There we go. Like I said, I know it's kind of dark in here, but I mean, it is 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday. You'll have to forgive me. Okay, so panic attacks, guys. The fastest way to stop a panic attack, ask for more. That is what we're going to be talking about over here. Now, like I said, you need to understand something. Panic attacks, sensitization, two different things. Two different things. It's a different ball game, but luckily we know that we need to apply acceptance to both. But I do need you to understand that what I'm about to tell you about panic attacks is not something that you go out. I guess it is something you can apply to sensitization, but it's not something you go out and say, okay, I'm going to apply this to sensitization and then my sensitized nerves will be healed within a matter of seconds, within a matter of minutes. It doesn't work that way. There's a difference between sensitization and panic attacks. And now that we're clear on that, let's get started. So, a panic attack, what is a panic attack? It is the peak of your anxiety experience. It is when that anxiety goes through the roof, so to speak. And if you've ever experienced a panic attack in your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That shit can be intense, right? That shit can be intense. That shit can come on strong. Right? And for most people who have, no knowledge of acceptance, for most people who have no knowledge of what anxiety is or what a panic attack is or how you should go about dealing with it, the first thing they want to do is add what Dr. Claire Weeks called that second fear. What does that basically mean? It basically means the first thing people want to do when they experience a panic attack is freak the fuck out. Okay, they get up here into their thinking mind and they add all of this negativity. They add all of this, I don't want to feel this. This is horrible. Make this go away. They start freaking themselves out even more than they already are. Right? And that's basically what second fear is at the end of the day. Now, again, a panic attack, much different than sensitized tired nerves. Sensitized tired nerves take time to heal. A panic attack is usually a very short-lived experience, although while you're in it, I know it can feel like forever, right? I know while you're in it, it can feel like an eternity, but a lot of that has to do with your attitude. Now, if you're experiencing a panic attack, which we just said is that heightened anxiety state, it's the peak of the anxiety experience, what is the best way to go about it? What is the quickest way that you can stop panic in its tracks, right? The quickest way that you can stop panic in its tracks is to A, cut out all of that nasty second fear. Of course, you guys knew that was coming. A, cut out all of that nasty second fear. I don't want to feel this. This is horrible. Make this go away. What if this? What if that? Cut all of that out and switch that to an attitude of, okay? Switch that to an attitude of ask for more. Switch that to an attitude of ask for more. Now, some people might hear that, especially if they're fairly new to acceptance, and they might say, is this guy out of his mind? What is wrong with this guy? Right? Is he okay? What do you mean ask for more? This is a terrible experience, Wonder Bro. This is so intense. What do you mean ask for more? Okay, think about it for a second. If we know that second fear, aka freaking yourself out, right? If we know that is what takes panic, okay? And that's how you got there, by the way. That's how you got there. You've been freaking yourself out for so long. 9 times out of 10, when you experience a panic attack, it's because you freaked yourself out to the peak degree, right? And it finally boiled over into panic. But even if panic seems to come kind of out of nowhere, understand one thing. Second fear, right? Second fear. You freaking yourself out. This is what fear needs to thrive. This is what panic needs to thrive. Panic needs fuel from somewhere, right? Panic needs fuel from somewhere to thrive. Panic needs fuel from somewhere to survive, right? So if we cut out that second fear, and it's a practice, but if we cut out that second fear, and in the heat of the moment, even though I know it takes a little bit of courage, right? In the heat of the moment, we can actually stand there and say, you know what? Give me your best shot. You know what? Do your worst. You know what? I'm not going to try to run away this time. Wow. You know what? I'm not going to try to turn away from this time. You know what? Do as you please. Do as you will. So if we take the total opposite approach to what we've been doing, which is freaking ourselves the hell out, which is what's fueling this panic, right? Because panic needs more fear to survive. Fear needs fear to survive, right? So if we take the complete opposite approach, which is, you know what? I'm here for this. You know what? I'm not turning away from this. You know what? Give me your best shot. Do what you will. I don't care, right? If we take this opposite approach, the opposite approach of second fear, and just say, you know what? Give me more. Do what you will. something crazy happens, right? Something crazy happens. That panic starts to say, "Oh, wow, there must not be anything dangerous going on. We must not be needed." Right? We must not be needed. There must not be anything dangerous going on. They're not adding fear to fear, and that panic starts to die down, right? And in my experience, okay, in my experience, that is the absolute quickest way to stop panic in its tracks. That is the absolute quickest way to stop panic in its tracks. Because if you take the complete opposite approach to second fear, which what is second fear? Like we said, it's just you freaking yourself out. If we take the complete opposite approach to what second fear is and just say, you know what, do your worst, I'm here for it. Even if we say that while we tremble, even if we say that while we're shaking, even if we say that while the body is going through all of these intense symptoms, even if we don't necessarily believe it when we say it, right? We practice that. We practice that attitude because panic needs fear to thrive. Now, that panic is going to pass either way, right? Eventually, that panic is going to die down. That panic's going to pass either way. But you might as well go about it the right way. You might as well go about it the way that's going to help you the most, which is to not add fear to fear. Now, I want to touch on something because I know there's probably a lot of people out there watching this right now thinking to themselves, like I just said a minute ago, Wonder Bro, I don't believe that when I say it. I don't feel that strength. I don't feel that courage. I don't, deep inside, I'm still scared of this thing, but you want me to practice it anyway? And my answer to that is yes. Because you don't have to come into this acceptance thing with all the courage in the world. You don't have to come into this acceptance thing being the bravest person in the world. You don't have to come into this acceptance thing believing it at 110%, right? But see, here's why it still works. Because if I'm too busy practicing acceptance, especially during, panic, right? This is what today's stream is all about. If I'm too busy practicing acceptance during my panic and telling myself things like, you know what, it is what it is, not fighting with it, I'm here for it, not going to turn away from it. If I'm keeping this attitude, if I'm practicing this attitude, then guess what? I don't have time to be up in my head adding second fear. I'm too busy practicing acceptance, right? So I may be shaking, I may be trembling, I may not believe with 110% faith the words that are coming out of my own mouth, but I'm practicing the right attitude, and because of that, I don't have as much time to be up in my head adding second fear. I'm too busy practicing acceptance, right? So even though I don't got the most faith in the world, even though I may not have 110% faith and may not believe it in at 110%, and I may be shaking and trembling while I do it, I'm still doing it, right? So what have we learned today, chat? Panic needs panic, basically, to thrive. Panic needs panic to thrive. Panic comes in, and it wants you to panic more. Panic comes in, the fear wants you to fear the fear. Okay? You got to add this second fear in order for this experience to really thrive. You've got to add fear to fear in order for panic to thrive. Now, like I said, either way, panic's eventually going to die down. Panic is a short-lived experience that comes and goes, and sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not, and it's the peak of the anxiety experience. Either way, it's going to die down, right? But let's go about it the right way. Why not? If it's going to die down either way, if we're going to survive either way, which by the way, you will always survive your panic, then we might as well go about it the right way. Because why not? It's already happening. Perfect opportunity to practice acceptance. And I know that's easier said than done because I know those panic experiences are not the funnest thing in the world. And I'm not trying to tell you that, this is a cakewalk or anything, right? But you've been living like this for so long. You've dealt with this anxiety and panic for so long. You might as well go about it the right way. Now, some people might be wondering to themselves right now, well, does the same thing apply to sensitized nerves, which is what we normally talk about here on the channel? Yes. Of course, acceptance is going to apply to sensitized nerves, not fighting with those thoughts, not fighting with those feelings, keeping an attitude of it is what it is, shutting the hell up, basically. And anytime you catch yourself in your head, blah, 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 freaking yourself out, okay, right? You gotta pull yourself back together, come back to reality, and say, there I go, I'm fighting with all of it again. So yes, acceptance absolutely applies to healing your sensitized nerves. But the reason I want you to understand that there's a difference between sensitized nerves and panic is that panic, once you apply true acceptance to that panic, that's going to make your panic go pretty quick, right? That's going to make your panic go away pretty quick. Okay, sensitized nerves, not exactly the case. Most of the time it takes time to heal sensitized nerves, and that's okay. Not a problem, right? But I just want you to understand that, If you're sitting around, you've got sensitized, tired nerves, and each day you have to deal with some anxiety symptoms, and you sit around for 15 seconds and tell yourself, you know what, okay, give me your best shot. I'm not turning away from this. Give me more. And then you sit there and you're like, why isn't my sensitized nerves desensitized? Well, then you're confused. It takes time to heal sensitized nerves. You need to keep an accepting attitude over time. Get back into living your life. What are the two main keys? Live your life. Stop fighting with it all. Live your life, stop fighting with it all. And that comes down to shutting up. But yes, it does take time to heal those nerves. It's different than the panic experience. So even though you can apply this to panic and the panic will go away relatively quick, right? Which you don't need to be sitting there asking yourself the question, when's it going to go away? That's not acceptance, right? But if you do apply acceptance, panic tends to go away relatively quick. It's going to go away either way, but with acceptance, it goes away pretty fast. Sensitized nerves, a bit of a different story. It takes a little bit of time to take a tired nervous system and heal it, right? And that's okay. Because if we're sitting there saying, oh God, well that sucks, I don't want to deal with this for this long and blah, 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 that's not acceptance. You're back in your head. You're back in your head with the blah blah, right? You're back in your head with the blah blah. So all this comes down to, right, is shut up. Whether we're talking about sensitized nerves or we're talking about panic attacks, this all comes down to shut up at the end of the day, because the only thing you're doing when you get up in your head fighting with all this is sending more I need help messages, right, to your brain. And your brain, not knowing what you're worried about, it doesn't know that you're worried about anxiety itself, so it sends you more. That's the only way it knows to protect you. So for years and weeks and months and days, we think that we're helping ourselves with all of the thinking that we're doing, AKA all the fighting we're doing with our thoughts and feelings. All we're really doing is staying stuck in a hamster wheel. So the art of acceptance and recovery comes down to really two things. Get back into living your life, because your body and mind does not need your help as far as anxiety is concerned. Okay, that's number one, live your life. And number two, anytime you catch yourself up here, okay, and I'm pointing to your thinking, anytime you catch yourself up there thinking about these thoughts and feelings rather than accepting them, you need to catch that. You need to say, there I go again, time to get back into life, right? This is what it all comes down to, whether we're talking about panic or whether we're talking about sensitized nerves. It all comes down to shutting the hell up, catching yourself when you're up here with the blah, 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 and shutting the hell up instead, right? And getting back to picking your nose or whatever it is you were doing, right? So this applies, yes, to both panic attacks and sensitized nerves. But I do want you to understand it takes a little bit longer to heal sensitized nerves. Panic, you can make go away pretty quickly. Sensitized nerves, however, takes a little bit of time. That's not a problem, is it? Because if you're sitting there right now in your head saying, oh gosh, I don't want it to take this long, you got to catch that. There you go again, adding that nasty second fear, right? And I know it's tempting. I know it's a very strong habit to do that, because as a human being, that's what you've done for so long. Always up here, fighting, fighting, fighting everything, all the stories, right? So I know it's tempting. And I know it takes a lot of work to catch yourself every single time and say, hey man, cut it out. I accept these thoughts and feelings, right? I know that feels like a lot of effort, and I know that feels like a lot of work, and I'm here for you, right? I'm here for you on your journey. Understand it's possible. It is possible for every single person that's in this chat right now, no matter where you are. If you put in the work, you will see the difference, okay? If you put in the work, you will eventually see that difference, and it'll be like night and day, right? Even if you don't have much faith right now, even if you don't feel like you have much courage right now, you put in the work of shutting the hell up and catching yourself when you're not shutting the hell up, right? And you will see that difference. Think about it, guys. This is what it all comes down to. Whether we're talking about facing your fears, some people call it that, whether we call it acceptance, whether we call it being the observer, that's the way that, some people put it, whether you call it being in the present moment or whatever you want to call it, drop all that crap for a second. What does all that stuff come down to? Can anybody in the chat answer to that? What does all that stuff come down to? The present moment and being the observer and acceptance and no second fear, the two main keys, my two main keys, whatever you want to call it. What does all that crap come down to at the end of the day, right? It comes down to shutting the hell up, basically. Catching yourself when you're up here fighting with your thoughts and feelings and reminding yourself, nah, I'm going to just accept instead and come back to reality. That's the practice, whether you want to call it second fear, whether you want to call it two main keys, acceptance, be the observer, be the stillness, all these terms, they come down to shutting the hell up. And now I might be the first person to put it that way. I don't know, right? I might be the first person to put it that way, okay? Because my approach with anxiety and my approach with this healing process and recovery, okay, is to let you guys know in the most non-professional way possible that you just need to shut the hell up. People don't want, you know, people don't want the suit and tie. They don't care about the professionalism. They just want help. And that's why my goal, and that's why I'm probably the first person to tell you to put it that way. My goal is to come on here and tell you, look, all these terms that you heard about acceptance and second fear, it's all good stuff. The present moment, be the observer, all that crap, it's all good stuff. I'm not denying that. It's great, right? But my job, what I've made my goal is to come on here and tell you in the most unprofessional way possible to just shut the hell up. Because that's the way people want to hear it, right? That's the way people want to hear it. People just want help. They want help. And that's what I'm here to give you. I'm not here to be professional. I'm here to give you help. Because that's what you want. That's what you care about. So, anyway, I'm getting off topic. At the end of the day, guys, whether we're talking about panic attacks or whether we're talking about sensitized, tired nerves, this all comes down to catching yourself not shutting the hell up there fighting, thinking about your thoughts and feelings rather than accepting them, and reminding yourself, okay, that's enough. I accept this, right? I'm not going to fight with this. Whatever happens, happens, right? This is how you break out of the cycle. All right, you guys, that was the point of today's stream. Sorry, I know we got, like I said, a little off track there, but I hope somebody takes something from this today. The fastest way to stop a panic attack, ask for more, right? And you see how this all just comes down to shutting the hell up. This all just comes down to turning the opposite approach, doing the opposite approach of adding fear, right? I'm still having such a hard time accepting and keeping my mind from adding fear. It's mainly the physical symptoms that mess with my mind. You just started. You just started, right? A lot of people watch my videos, they watch my streams, and they think, wow, this guy just got the hang of it overnight. And that's not true. You're not watching somebody right now who just got the hang of it overnight. You're watching someone who had to practice. You're watching someone who had to break the bad habit of thinking, the bad habit, the addiction to adding fear to fear, the addiction to using your thinking mind to think about your thoughts and your feelings rather than accept them. That is an addiction, right? You're not watching someone who was good at that overnight. You're watching someone that it took a lot of practice, okay? And the same will probably apply to you, and that's okay. You are breaking the addiction to getting up in your thinking mind and fighting with your thoughts and feelings rather than accepting them, right? And that is an addiction. And trust me, I didn't get the hang of it overnight either. But when we sit around and we tell ourselves things like, oh, I'm still having such a hard time doing this, stop that. We don't need that kind of thinking, right? We're going to practice. We're going to put in the work. We're going to put in the effort, which you are doing, and that's enough, right? We don't need to tell stories about it. We just need to continue doing our best, right? And everything will fall into place. All right, guys, I'm going to switch over to the post stream. Wow, I almost knocked that over. That would have been lovely. Let's see who's actually in here with us this morning. Speak up, man. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, especially now that the point of the stream is over. We'll be taking some comments. Hey, how do you proceed when the adding fear is nearly gone, but you can't stop thinking about checking for anxiety or thinking that you'll be anxious soon? So the adding fear is gone, but it's not. Right? The adding fear is gone, but it's not. But I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying completely. How do you proceed when the adding fear is nearly gone, but you can't stop thinking about checking for anxiety or thinking you'll be anxious soon? So, in one way, the adding the fear is gone, but it's not. You've still got some practice to do because think about it. Okay. You say the adding fear is nearly gone, but you're still entertaining and doing a lot of thinking about, oh, is the anxiety there? Am I going to be anxious soon? Oh God, I don't want to be anxious soon, right? So in one way you say that adding the fear is gone, but it's not. It's not gone yet, right? You may be like 80% there, but those questions that you're asking yourself, that thinking that you're doing, that's still rooted in fear. We don't want to entertain any of that. Right? We want to break that addiction. We want to allow ourselves to feel our feelings without getting into our thinking minds about it. We want to allow ourselves to have our thoughts and just say thanks for coming without getting to the thinking minds about it. Right? Right? So you're probably like 80% there, right? When you say I've stopped adding fear, which is great. Pat yourself on the back. But when we sit around in our thinking minds, thinking things like, oh, will I be anxious soon? I don't want to be anxious soon. Can't will I be anxious soon? I don't know. That's still a form of non resistance, right? That's still a form of getting too involved in that thinking, right? So you just basically what this comes down to is you just basically have to call yourself out on your own crap, right? That's really what this comes down to at the end of the day. So if I'm laying in bed, for example, and I get a thought that says, "Oh, I might go crazy soon," and then I get up in my head and debate with that, I need to call myself out on doing that. Oh, there you go again, debating with that crap, right? Or if I'm laying in bed, more for your example, if I'm laying in bed and I just notice myself, there I am, I slip into my thinking and I start saying to myself, "Oh gosh, I hope I'm not anxious soon. I wonder if I'll be anxious soon." I need to call myself out on that crap. So whether I'm up in my thinking mind fighting with my thoughts, or whether I'm up in my thinking mind fighting with my feelings, or whether I'm up in my thinking mind entertaining all these questions, if I'm up in my thinking mind fighting with any of it, right? It doesn't matter what it is. If I'm up in my thinking mind fighting with any of it, I need to call myself out on that crap, right? So that's basically what this comes down to. You're just in a habit. You've got an addiction to this. It's just a habit. It's an addiction. Apparently, you're doing great. You said you've been working on not adding the fear. That's awesome. But you've still got a little bit of that, those addictive habits still there, right? Traces of those addictive habits still there, and that's okay. I'm not telling you to beat yourself up. You're human, right? Nobody's perfect. But what I am telling you is just start calling yourself out on your own crap more often, right? I had to call myself out on my own crap many times, guys. Many, many, many times. Especially at first, because it's so easy just to fall right back into the bad old habits and get up into your thinking mind, fight, fight, fight with the thoughts and feelings, fight, 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 rather than, okay, there it is, calling myself out on my crap, getting back to living life. These thoughts and feelings can be there if they want, but as soon as I notice myself get up there and start fighting with it all, I'm going to call myself out on my own crap. Right. So, you guys want help. You guys want to heal. You guys want advice. You don't want someone who's going to get on here and try to get you to follow a 10-step program. You don't want someone that's going to get on here and feed you full of bullcrap. You want someone who's going to shoot you straight because you want help and you want to heal, right? And that's why I put it the way I put it. That's why I say things like you got to shut the hell up. That's why I say things like you got to call yourself out on your own crap while it's happening, right? It's why I put it that way. I don't do it to try to be a douchebag, or to come off a certain way. I do it because you guys want help. You don't want someone who's just going to bullshit you around. You want help. You could care less how you get it. You just want help, and that's why I'm trying to shoot you straight forward, right? Things definitely do have come a long way. You used to be scared to death of any symptom anxiety in general, but a long way to go. You don't even realize you're doing it. Yeah, a lot of times you don't even realize you're doing it. That's why we say we use the word self-awareness here a lot on the channel. You got to be self-aware, call yourself out on your own crap, right? You're breaking an addiction. It is such a bad habit, and sometimes it's extremely tempting. Sometimes it's extremely tempting to get up there in your thinking mind and fight with your thoughts and feelings. One of the most tempting things in the world, right? One of the most tempting things in the world. Easy, easy. But it sounds like you're making great progress. So I mean, I'd definitely give yourself some props. And that applies to all of you guys. Seriously, I mean, the fact that you're here, you're trying, you're learning, you're trying to adopt this new way of life, and that's really what it is. It's a lifestyle. You're trying to adopt a new way of life. You're trying to break bad habits and replace them with good ones, and you need to be proud of yourself. Even if you don't feel like you've come that far, trust me, you've probably come a lot farther than you think. What is brain fog? What's up, Pooty? It's good to see you, dude. How have you been since we spoke? Been experiencing lost concentration, but during my recovery. So, people, when they say brain fog, what they're referring to is like a state of just kind of being not as sharp as you normally are. Does that make sense? You feel a little bit dull. You're not as sharp. You're not as snappy as you normally would be. So, if you think about it, fog, what is fog? It makes things a little bit unclear, right? So you're just not as sharp as you normally are, and that's all brain fog is. Oh yeah, man, these bad habits, they can go on for a while, and they probably have been going on for a while, and that's why I say it's an addiction, it's a bad habit, and you need to give yourself some credit, dude, because you're trying to form a new way of life, and that takes some work, that takes some practice. You guys got to stop beating yourselves up, man. This is not, nobody said this was the easiest thing in the world to break these bad habits, right? So you need to give yourself some credit, right? So when you're up in your head, for example, thinking about breathing, for example, you got to be like, there you go again. I'm calling myself out of my own crap. I'm going to put my attention back on living life. So, that's the two main keys in a nutshell. Live life, stop fighting with it all, right? So it's all about calling yourself out on your own crap and doing that over and over and over again. Um, I've been using the shut up method for way too long, man. It's really working. Maybe I should just change the two main keys to the shut up method. Maybe that's what I should start calling it. we've had some we've had some minor change in terms over the years, but the advice has always remained the same. Maybe I'll just change it to the shut up method. It's all the same shit at the end of the day, but I think that pretty much sums it up. But hey, I'm glad you're having some success, Ghost. Keep at it, dude. Yes, exactly. Make me laugh. I keep accepting it. Been great. Had an amazing practice day yesterday. Oh, you crazy. Was like, so be it. I don't care. Have fun. Pooty, man, you're right on track, dude. You always have been since the first day we spoke. You always have been right on track, and you should be proud of yourself. You're experiencing the ups and downs of recovery, okay? And that's a very normal part of recovery. You're on the right track. It's a very normal part of recovery. Sometimes you have practice days. Sometimes you have amazing days. What's going to be the difference between make or break is whether you stay on track or not, right? And I know you're going to, because there's no sense in falling back into bad habits. Why would you ever do that to yourself? Of course you wouldn't do that to yourself. So I know you're going to stay right on track, dude, and it's all going to fall into place from here. Whatever anxiety wants to throw you, okay, from here on out, you know exactly what to do. All right, and that's what matters. Yeah, man, it's like you said, dude. It's a bad habit, and it's one that you've probably had for years. So it's going to take a lot of work of continuously calling yourself out on your own crap, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Breaking a bad habit has a lot to do with continuously calling yourself out on your own crap, right? A lot of that comes down to that. A lot of that comes down to that. Keep in mind, keep in mind, when I say that you got to shut the hell up, I'm not telling you that I want you up in your head and every time you get a thought, say to that thought, "Oh, shut up, go away, never come back." I'm not telling you to add second fear. I'm telling you to remind yourself to shut the hell up. When these thoughts and feelings are there, remind yourself to not get involved, aka shut the hell up. I don't want you screaming at your thoughts. Oh, go away. I don't want to feel you. Shut up. Never come back. Never come back. No. I want you to just give yourself a firm reminder. Okay, there's that thought. There's that feeling. Now shut up. I'm not getting involved, right? That's what I want you to do. Don't forget, guys, don't forget, I've got way more to offer than just the YouTube channel. I'm pretty much on everything these days. All the cool kids are on TikTok, so I finally joined up. If you want to follow us over there on the TikTok, it is Vacate Fear. I do like little comedy sketches for anxiety. Laughter's the best medicine, right? Also do some more serious stuff over there and just some like little videos of my life. So if you want to join us over on TikTok, Vacate Fear. I've also got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me on all that good stuff. I try to keep it all updated when I can. Also, guys, I am doing the one-on-one voice coaching sessions. If anybody is interested in those, please feel free to shoot me a DM and reach out to me. Feel free. When I watch a movie in silence, I try to focus on as much as I can, and when I'm typing, I focus on the typing sound and focus on this kind of things. Really help me. So basically, just living life more, right? Just living life with more intent. That's a good way that we can put that. It kind of it helps you to break the addiction, right, of getting involved. That's an even better way to put that. That's an even better way to put that. It helps you to break the addiction of getting involved. I like that. That's a good way to put it. A lot of this does come down to calling yourself out on your own crap, man. I know you guys probably get sick of hearing that, but it's what it comes down to. You're here for help. You want help. You could care less the way that you get it. You could care less if I put it in a professional way. You could care less about any of that shit. You just want help, right? And so I'm taking the opposite approach of what most people take when they do this sort of thing on YouTube. I'm not gonna put it in a sugar-coated professional way. You want help, that's all you care about, and I understand that. So I'm gonna shoot you straight, right? I'm gonna shoot you straight. So that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You guys don't care about all that crap. You just want help. So, and that's what I'm here to try to do my best. Oh yeah, huge shout out, man. Huge. That was massive. Absolutely, absolutely. That was a huge help. I don't know how else to put that. That was just it was such a huge help. I was able to get that taken care of the same day, get that paid off. Do you use a static RGB color on your keyboard? If yes, what color? No, I just use the regular RGB. I'm a sucker for RGB. I don't choose just like one color. I just let it cycle. I've always been a fan of the RGB. I know there's a lot of memes that revolve around that, but I don't know, dude. Personally, I really like the RGB. I've always been a fan. Yeah, like rainbow. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I like to use the rainbow. Let's see. I know we just recently broke 10K, but already I think we've almost gained 100 more people, so that's awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. We're at 10,069, so yeah, already we've almost broke 100 people. Man, 11K is going to be here quicker than we know it. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. Let's see. Just reading through some of the comments. Every day I try to sit down and go through all the comments that people left overnight and try to reply to each of them if I can. What about you, Ghost? Do you like the RGB? Man, yesterday, guys, I don't know who's seen the TikTok, but yesterday there was a snake out of my yard. Like I live out in the country, so that's like not uncommon. But my dogs were barking like crazy, so I went outside to see what was up. There was a snake in my yard, and it kept striking. Like I didn't think to take the TikTok until later, but at first it was like striking at my dog, and it was just like barely missing. My dog would like jump out of the way. It was crazy. It was crazy, dude. I'm not afraid of snakes like I am spiders, so I was able to rescue my dog. But it was still a little frightening because I was like, I don't know what kind of snake this is, and I don't know if it's venomous. Like I had no idea. So in that regard, my anxiety saved my life. I was able to move quickly, right? And see, that's anxiety's doing its job correctly. That's anxiety doing its job correctly when you're faced with a real potential threat or danger, right? So I had no time to overthink anxiety. I was too busy acting. Now that is anxiety being used correctly. This is why we must love our anxiety. It gets us moving quickly so you can save your dog from snakes in the yard. But not as much as you are, because most of the time I use static because it's really simple. But when I'm in the mood, I roll with rainbow. I don't think I've ever used just a single color. I think I've always went the rainbow RGB route. my entire computer itself is rainbow RGB, like the front panel fans and the RAM and the CPU fan. It's all rainbow RGB. I've got rainbow RGB strips in there. I mean, it's a unicorn, dude. So I guess I could technically change it all up to a solid color, but I can't change the CPU fan because I didn't have a 4-pin header on the motherboard. So it's got to stay rainbow. So and that would look kind of dumb if I changed the rest of it to a solid color but couldn't change the CPU fan. So I just leave it all rainbow. Jesse really got me on Discord. Oh yeah, Jesse's good at that. Jesse's good at that. He's a bit of a prankster. Bit of a prankster, old Jesse. Constant flashes of thought throughout the day of embarrassing situations slash life events which hadn't happened that generate anxiety slash second fear. Well, nothing generates second fear. Second fear is under our control. Second fear is whether or not we entertain these thoughts and feelings and fight with them, right? But I understand what you mean by it generates anxiety. It can generate some emotions, right? So the mind tosses all sorts of random thoughts, and those thoughts aren't just limited to whatever. They have a full range. They can also include what you call flashes throughout the day of embarrassing situations slash life events, aka memories. So the mind's not limited to what context of thought that it can throw you. But one thing we need to understand is that the context is irrelevant. We treat it all the same. So if I get a flashback to an embarrassing life event or situation, I have a choice. I can just say, okay, that happened, right? Or I can get up into my thinking mind about it. So, and that's where the second fear is really going to start rolling. Um, so yeah, at the end of the day, the context is really irrelevant because it's all treated the same way, and you have a choice regardless of what the thought says, right? Regardless of what that anxious thought is about, you have a choice at the end of the day, and that's I can get into my thinking mind about it, or I can just say, well, that happened, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a 3-pin header or a 4-pin header. I don't know. I didn't have the correct header to hook the CPU fan into, so I didn't get the customization options. It has to stay on rainbow because I think you needed a 4-pin or something to be able to change it with the controller, but I only had a 3-pin, so it'll only work on like rainbow. The motherboard of my PC is honestly one of the cheapest components in my entire build. I really need a new motherboard. I've got one. I've got one in the closet. I just haven't put it in. But it's red and it doesn't match anything in my build, so I'm kind of like, I'll keep it as a backup, but I don't know about it. Keep it as a backup, but I don't know, man. No, I don't have an RGB motherboard. My motherboard, like I said, is it's one of the cheapest components in my entire build. It's like a gigabyte. It's a cheapo gigabyte board. It's like solid gray. It's nothing fancy. I mean, it's not an eyesore or anything, but it's definitely nothing fancy. Hey, let's go ahead and drop that Discord link. I haven't done that today. For anybody that would like to join us over over on the Discord. Let's drop that real quick. There we go. Throw that in there. Should pop up on screen for you guys in just a second if you'd like to join us over there, man. The Discord's awesome. Feel free. Feel free. We'd love to have you. Whew, I got the morning yawns. The morning yawns, man. Oh, if you like to spend money on RGB, you can get an RGB controller from Corsair or any other brand. Yeah, like I would like to upgrade my motherboard eventually, mostly for performance issues, because like I said, it's a pretty cheap motherboard. But if I do upgrade it, I'd definitely like to go RGB just to match the rest of my rig. But at the same time, I think I'm kind of outgrowing RGB in a way. Like if I'm gonna do a PC build anytime in the future, I'll probably do a more solid color PC build. Like I've always liked black and white. I think that looks really good. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll just upgrade mine, or if one day I do a new PC build in the future sometime, I probably mix it up and go with something like a more solid color. Black and white more than likely. But yeah, man, that's crazy. We just broke 10K and we're already almost at 100 more people. That's crazy, 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 crazy. I hope we keep growing from here, dude. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I'm enjoying doing all the new stuff. I'm enjoying the shorts, the TikToks. I'm really liking all that stuff, and I'm glad we're doing more coaching sessions these days. And I don't know, it just feels like we're expanding, and I like it. I'm gonna try to keep doing that even more. I'm gonna try to come up with new ideas and stuff like that. It's a lot. It's a lot at the end of the day when you're trying to like do different things, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to get the creative juices flowing. Yeah, well, see, my other components are fine, Ghost. My other components are fine. I could upgrade the motherboard and use the same components. They're fine. They're fairly new. They're fairly new. Motherboard is like literally the cheapest part of my build, I think. Have you still been playing Rainbow lately? I don't know. I thought about getting back into it. And Bitmojis need tattoos. Why is that not a thing? Why is that not a thing yet? Oops. I wish I had gotten into playing games. I'm older, so back in my day it was so different. I think keeping my mind busy would help. I hope that doesn't sound weird. No, that doesn't sound weird at all. So there's a big difference between distraction and accepting and living your life, right? So it's all about attitude, really. So if you're saying, "Oh, I wish I was playing games so that I didn't have to feel anxiety or have these thoughts," then that's kind of the wrong attitude to have, right? But if you have the attitude, "Oh, I wish I played video games because, then I could do something more with my time and break this addiction to this fighting with it all," that's a little bit different. So there's a difference between distracting to try to avoid and just picking up a hobby because you understand that you're not fighting with your thoughts and feelings anymore, so you're going to do something else with your time. So there's a difference there. So it's all about attitude. Just make sure you have the right attitude, if you're going to pick up new hobbies. But no, that's not weird at all. I started playing video game. I think the first real game that I got into, like seriously into, would probably be Super Mario back on the N64. I played earlier consoles, but the N64 was like my childhood. Hey, you could always start, right? It's never too late. Never too late. Atari, nice, 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 nice. I never got to play an Atari. I've heard the rumors. I've watched a lot of videos on gaming stuff and like old classic gaming and Atari and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely changed. It's definitely changed. I don't know, to be fair, I don't know if I would be a gamer like I am today if in my time it was the Atari. Like I don't know if I would have gotten into that or not. But I mean, I guess at the time it was pretty impressive, right? It's like, oh, look at this totally unique thing that nobody's ever seen before. So I guess at the time, even though it was complete crap, it was still pretty impressive. People playing the Atari were probably like, "Oh, I mean, it won't get any better than this. How could it possibly get any better than this? Look at this." Right? Just like when, for example, the PlayStation 2 came out, that was like the biggest jump in technology from the PS1 to the PlayStation 2. People were like, "Oh my gosh, it'll never get better than this. How could you possibly get any better than this? Look at these graphics." And then it just keeps getting better and better. And now we've got virtual reality. We've literally got VR. I've got a VR. I don't play it a whole lot because I'm waiting on new games to come out for it. The selection's not huge right now, but the games that they do have, some of them are pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. The VR can be a lot of fun. Kind of makes me a little bit seasick when I play it, so I don't put too much time in on it. But once you get used to it, it's not that bad. when I first got it, I was like, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to put in any time on this thing because I feel like it's just going to make me sick, but it actually wasn't that bad. You get used to it. Yeah, I didn't have personal computers yet. Yeah, understandable. Like I said, I think the first console that really did it for me when I was growing up was the Nintendo 64. That for me was like my defining console that made me turn me into a gamer. I was always a big console fanboy for many many years. I finally got a gaming PC, built one not long ago actually, a couple years ago. Ever since then, I've like kind of ditched the console and went all PC. I don't know, it's just way better in my opinion. Heard a lot of people say that. Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's easier to pick up a controller and play, but once you get used to mouse and keyboard, it's difficult to ever go back. It's like, yeah, it takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, you love it. At least I did. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more freedom on a PC than console. Tachanka. Oh boy. Tachanka. He's a meme. He's a meme, Ghost. He is a meme. You gotta love Tachanka though, right? What a guy. What a guy. Never played on console. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on console, but once gaming PCs kind of took off and became a thing, I was like, yeah, always wanted to try it. Took me a while though. I was still just playing PS4 mostly, but now that I've actually had a PC for a few years, it's like, okay, I don't think I can go back to console now. I don't know why they've given him a mounted gun in the first update. Now he has those flame grenades. He's got flame grenades now. Yeah, I haven't played R6 in a while, dude. I'm probably pretty clueless about half of the changes they've made, to be honest. Mint, what's up, Mint? It's good to see you. We're just hanging out. When's the last time they released new operators, Ghost? Was it here recently? I think it was, right? I don't know. I've been going back and trying to complete RE Village. I think I'm getting close. Tell you a game I would like to play again though. Was it 5 Resident Evil 5? I'm not really sure. No, it wasn't 5. Definitely wasn't 5. I don't know. It was the one with the Baker family. That was probably my favorite. I'm outside doing some garden work. Nice. Gives me something to focus on. Yes, living life. Living life instead of getting involved in the thinking with the thoughts and feelings. How you doing today, Wonderbro? I'm doing good. Just woke up not long ago. Figured I'd jump on and knock out a bit of a morning stream. I think I'm going to try to knock out a few coaching sessions today. Um, do that. So I wanted to do the stream fairly early so that I had plenty of time left in the day to focus on some coaching. Thunderbird Defender. See, I haven't even heard of that. Yeah, it must be new. It's probably not only you. It's probably not only you, Mint. What you're hearing is my air conditioner, which is conveniently sarcasm inserted there, conveniently placed directly beside my head. Hey, bro, got really worse this last week after having an okayish few weeks. Acceptance makes perfect sense, yet being in a panic almost day, doing my best to accept, and then I flip out very often. So practice, basically, is what you're telling me. Practice is basically what you're telling me that you're in right now. And that's understandable. We were talking earlier about how strong that addiction is, man. We were talking earlier about how strong the addiction is to get up there with your thinking and to fight with your thoughts and feelings. It's a very strong addiction, and it comes down to, are you willing to call yourself out on your own crap, right? And that's probably the most straightforward and simple way of putting that. Are you willing to put in that effort? And obviously you are willing to put in that effort because you just said that you've had some good days, some good weeks. But on these practice days, it's so very important. So very important that you continue to call yourself out on your own crap, which basically means to catch yourself up in your thinking mind, fighting with your thoughts and feelings. I know it's a strong addiction, and I know it's very very tempting to call yourself out on your own crap and get right back to living. It's a practice, it's a skill. It's not normally something that you perfect overnight, and most people are not perfect, and that's okay. I like the way Mitt put that. That was a good way to try to put that sound into words. I like it. I like it. Damn it, I'm here, bro. What's up, Dwayne? Only an hour and 10 minutes late. Only an hour and 10 minutes late. What's up, man? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, you're definitely not the only one, Mitt. I meant to move it down one window like forever ago and just haven't done it. What do you think of Fuse? I think Fuse, if used correctly, is a good operator, but we all know what happens with Fuse 9 times out of 10. In fact, you're better off just leaving the game if someone goes with Fuse on hostage. That's what it comes down to. You're better off just leaving the game, man. Hey, I got you, bro. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, we're getting ready to getting ready to wrap this stream up in just a minute because we have went over the 1 hour mark. So we're getting ready to wrap it up. Taking final questions. Final call for questions. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, he gets kicked 9 times out of 10 if someone goes with Fuse on hostage. But if somehow he makes it through the lobby and doesn't get kicked, you're better off just leaving. Honestly, I don't know. I used to main Maverick a lot. Habana. All right, I think we're good. I don't think we're gonna have any more questions on today's stream. Going once, going twice. All right, guys, we have passed that 1 hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and end it here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Like I said, I do appreciate all of the support for all the new stuff that we're doing around here, the little YouTube shorts. I'm glad you guys are loving those. Make sure you continue to show your love for those, and I'll continue doing my best to make them. Thank you to everyone who joined us over on the TikTok, and just thank you in general for watching. I really do appreciate it, and believe in yourself, man. Believe in yourself. I know it feels like a lot of work. I know it feels like you've got a lot of practice to do, but you're going to get there. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I love you. Okay, reach out to me. Send me a DM on the Vacay Fear Facebook page, Instagram, Discord, even the Twitter if that's all you got. Toss me a DM. Let's get a coaching session going. Affordable, worth it if you're the kind of person that likes that one-on-one approach. All right, it's there. It's available if you want it. And until next time, guys, as always, stay awesome. Hey,